healthcare system that works for everybody. We're all in for putting people over profits, and we'd like to fix how we pay for healthcare in Minnesota, and we also fully support either a state-based health plan if Minnesota can show the way, or a national health plan. There are excellent proposals out there that we support. We've got some information for you with some talking points, so you too can talk about health policy. You really can learn this stuff and start understanding what you're hearing when you hear, talking points on cable news. Now the presidential debate is coming up tomorrow night. I would actually encourage you to pick up some of our literature and read through it and see what you hear tomorrow evening and see if it makes sense to you based on what we're trying to do to educate the public. We're really trying to create public demand for change. So to that end, we want to get out and educate and engage, organize the public, and then legislate eventually. If you would be willing to give us your contact information, you could hear from us maybe a couple times a month, get as involved as you can over the next year and a half. It's going to be kind of important. The 2020 elections are important for a whole lot of reasons. And then we've also got a commitment to act form, which every activist is familiar with. Things you can do personally, a lot or a little. And then on this little piece of paper, literally wallet-sized piece of paper, is a proposal for Minnesota. Or if you want to buy Senator Marty's book or read it on the website, he does a great job explaining the underlying health policy, the proposal, and a responsible transition plan. And if 140 pages, and you really feel like you understood, the proposal for Minnesota, and really the national proposal is very similar. And then I've got a piece of paper here on the dual track. Some of the gobbledygook or some of the names that you'll hear, I shouldn't say gobbledygook, I shall say, the names for the different proposals that are out there, and then the description of a path toward a state-based plan and a description of a path toward a national health plan. Anything else? Quarterly meeting is coming up, yeah. So we have some local groups meeting regularly to educate and engage. We can provide speakers if you have meetings where you need a program. We can offer speakers, and we've got groups meeting in St. Paul, Minneapolis, Northfield, Mankato, Duluth, Grand Rapids. CD2 could, yeah. And you don't actually have to be a formal, chapter solely committed to this issue. You could be a committee that cares about pushing for a more rational way for paying for healthcare, and then just do some activities around that, and we can support that. Our next quarterly meeting coming up is September 7th at the M&A offices over on Randolph Avenue in St. Paul. We have invited a small business owner and member of Main Street Alliance to come and talk about how important this is to small businesses in Minnesota.